Hello, ROS and robotics teachers of the world. How are you doing? Well, I imagine that if you are here, it's because you want to learn how to teach ROS and robotics online. So you have been maybe you were thinking about how to do in the past but never take that step, and now forced with the current situation around the world, then maybe you feel more forced to do that. So that's the perfect place. So here we are going to learn today how you can teach, how you can take your students into all the lessons that you need to take them while doing this online. And we are going to focus especially into the robotics field, okay? Even if this applies to many other disciplines, but yeah, we are going to concentrate some specificities for robotics and ROS related subjects. So I'm happy to be here. My name is Ricardo Tellez from The Construct, and I am teacher of ROS at the University of La Salle and also at the UPC for the Masters in Robotics at the different universities. And then today I would like to share with you my knowledge on doing classes online. But before that, let me tell you that there is a chat on the side of the video. I have here on my side, on my right hand side, and then you can ask your questions there, okay? So you can ask questions in the middle of the presentation and also at the end, so feel free. And remember that there is no stupid question. You can ask whatever doesn't make sense to you, and we are here for that, for learning. So ask your questions. It just depends on your current level, so don't feel afraid to do your questions, to ask your questions on the chat there. I can see there is some people there. There is Abrar Falata there, then Roberto Iglesias, Zip Barsesat. Hello Zip, how are you doing? How are you doing? Nice to have you here. And also John Carlos Quisque and some other people. You are there, don't feel ashamed, put your questions there. If you don't want to, don't have to, don't worry, and just enjoy the presentation and learn a lot, okay? That's the purpose of today also. So let's go and let's start with the material. So let me switch to my presentation here. And then the first thing is that I would like to introduce you with all the things that we are going to follow today here. First, we are going to learn how to create online events for teaching. So you are going to see, so you are going to learn how you can actually start broadcasting your presentation, broadcasting your explanation to your students. This is very practical point, and it's a pain. It's a pain to discover how to do that. It can take you a long time. So hopefully with the class of today, you are going to learn it very, very fast, and I'm going to save you a lot of time and troubles. So then the next thing is how to manage the teaching material. So you know how to broadcast, so your face is reaching your students, but how do you send to them the material? How do you make them practice? How do you make them have your teaching material? So we are going to learn how to do that. And finally, you need to manage the students. So you need to tell them about the next event. You have to answer the questions while they are on the live class, or while afterwards, so when they are studying, okay? So how do we manage this online? So we are going to see also this. As you can see, is the full package that you need in order to take classes online. Great, let me see if there are some other people on the chat saying hello. So Mary Pigeon here, hello. Oh, Mary, maybe you are the Mary that you were here in the class at the offline course that we did some weeks ago here in Barcelona, that you were here for teaching you how to create robotics applications for the RB Kairos. You are this Mary, probably. So nice to see you here on the online class. Then we have Rajita da Silva, Toton ZX, okay. Is this only being transmitted on YouTube? Yes, it's only transmitted on YouTube, but this video is going to be recorded so you can watch later. Marcos Aldeban, hello, how you doing? And Zip that says, thanks, I'm good. You live your live feeds keep me sane in these times. Okay, thank you very much, Zip. My pleasure. And Mary is confirming that she is Mary from the course. Nice to see you again, or to at least to be in contact with you again, Mary. My pleasure. Let's go. Let's continue because we are short in time. So 1 hour. So maybe you are thinking, okay, so this guy is going to tell us about all that and all this. He's going to teach us, but who does he thinks he is to teach us like this? So let me tell you a little bit about my experience. So basically, I have been teaching on YouTube on the Construct YouTube channel for 5 years already. So you can visit our YouTube channel. Let me visit it and let me here change the. Here is okay. That's not our YouTube channel. But anyway, so we have this YouTube channel online where we are teaching and providing a lot of videos and teaching classes, online classes for 5 years. We have already almost, we are about to reach we'll reach along the next month 1,000 videos uploaded. I personally deliver one ROS live class every week, teaching specific subjects of ROS to the audience. And we have we have created 2 ROS conferences online. So not only organize those teachings, but also we organize conferences. You can watch those conferences. Let me show you this one. That's quite interesting because okay, here. Too many tabs. Yeah, and it didn't copy. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to send you the links of all that afterwards for the conferences in case that you would like to. And I have been delivering tens of webinars also, like this one, for example. So I can show you how to make it work. Then, apart from that, let's go for learning the 3 points that we have to learn today. First one, the online event. So how do you prepare yourself? How do you organize everything so you can start broadcasting? That's the main point. How you can do what I am doing just right now? Okay, so we are going to go for the easy way and the fast way for you. And then from this point, you will be improving as you practice more and more. But it's easy that you start with the easiest way. Then the easiest way is to create a YouTube channel like the one that that we have created for the Construct, and so you have to create one. And the reasons are several of them. But basically because YouTube is going to help you a lot, so it's going to handle a lot of stuff. So you don't have to set up and prepare to have your broadcast running, to have your team, your chats, your comments, etc., and your community around. So all that is managed by YouTube, and this is saving you a lot of time. Also, it's going to record your broadcast automatically, so you don't have to record and then upload and so on. No, it's going to be automatically done, and then it will be there for further watching or for other to reach even other audiences. You know that they don't know you, so they can take those videos for learning for them. So this is what we are going to do right now. And then I'm going to do it live. So you don't have to do it right now because some of the steps maybe are a little bit confusing, but I'm teaching you so you can watch this later and go step by step and stop the video until you achieve those steps. Let me see if there are so many comments there. Then we have here, Lagan Kapoor is here. Oh, Lagan, here. Nice to meet you here. Lagan is usually attending all the live classes that I do. And in this case, I don't know if you are interested on teaching also. Then what is Ashish also? Hello Ashish. And he says, why do you not create own LMS? What is LMS? Can you clarify, please? Mr. Arduino, what's the topic? Excuse me. Okay, check the title of the video. The title is about how to teach robotics and ROS online. Lagan, Mr. Arduino, yeah, check the headlines. Zip says answers, okay. And Zip is with YouTube and the construct sim, okay. Then Mr. Arduino, yeah. Okay, TeamViewer for webinars. Okay, I don't know TeamViewer for webinars. I don't know this tool. The tools that I am teaching you here, they are for free. So I don't know if TeamViewer is a free tool or so. That's the way we do our classes and our live classes. So that's the one. Okay, so then let's go and let's create a YouTube event. So how do you do that? Then this event is going to be where you are going to start broadcasting your explanation, your class, your session. Okay, so each one of YouTube's events is one class that you would like to. So you can create as many in a row. So if you plan to do one today and one tomorrow or maybe one each week, you can create one event per each week or per each class that you would like to do. And creating an event doesn't mean that you are going to record right now. Okay, because the event, it is supposed that you are doing, I'm talking here by events by live broadcasting. So you are explaining to your students in a live way. It's not a recorded video. If you want to do recorded videos, then this is a lot simpler. This is a lot simpler. You just need your camera and your web, you record and then you upload to YouTube. That's all. Very, very simple. The procedure here is to do a live class. It is an online live class that allows you to interact with your students in real time, like we are doing here today. So that's a lot more interesting than just recording a video. And for that, we create events. So let's go and let's create an event. Well, first here. So let me show you how to create an event. So the first thing that you need is to have an account in YouTube. If you don't have an account in YouTube, it's very simple. You create a Gmail account and then you have by default, you can come to your Gmail account and then come to YouTube. So you type youtube.com and then you log in with your Gmail account. If you don't have one, just create one for free. This is an example, a template. It's an account that I have just created for this live session. So doesn't contain anything. I haven't been watching videos. They recommend you all this stuff that I don't know what it's about, but yeah, so because I think it's popular, all this. So what do we have to do? Once you have your YouTube account, I'm not going to show you that because that's easy, then you need to go here to your settings, here to your account, and then press settings here. So we are going to create our channel first. So we need to create a channel and then we are going to broadcast through that channel. So here you can see your option here, create a channel. So press there and then use YouTube as this. So that's basically the name that you are going to show on the channel. So for me, it's okay. It can be the name of your class or whatever. So create the channel. Then the channel is done. And that's it. So we have Ricardo Testing channel. And this channel is available right now in YouTube. Okay, so that's the first step. Let me go to my slides and see if I not... it's okay? Okay. So now, the next thing, this is the channel. And then all your broadcasts, they are going to be included inside or broadcasted through this channel. Then the next thing that you need to do is to create the events. I mean the classes. For each class, you are going to create one event. And in order to create events, you have to go here to this icon here that is create a video or post. And in this icon, you will see the go live. So don't worry, if I press here, I'm not going to go live right now. I am going to create the live events for the day that I would like to broadcast. So go live, click there. And yeah, well, account verification and okay, so I didn't count on that. So let me put here my number. Okay, so how can I do that? Yeah, what I'm going to do is to switch here because I don't want my telephone number to be on the video recorded. So let me, then that's it. So I am submitting this, and then I should receive a message here on my phone. Let's go. Okay, I got the verification code. Then let me go here and type it. So this is the verification code. As you can see, this is the first time I have used this account because I just created for this event. Okay, so I'm verified. Okay. Okay, so this is the page that appears when we press the go live option. So let me go back. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and then go live. So we go live. Okay, so let me see if I can do, it says that it's going to be activated in 24 hours. Okay, okay, so I didn't count on that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to show you how to do it with the construct account. I wanted to show you from zero, but it's so I didn't count on that. So let's go and let me reload this on YouTube with my personal account, not this one. So I'm going to get out, sign out, and then get in again. So I'm going to use another account. It's my personal account, my real one, I mean. And there we go. Yeah, let me use the construct, which is the one that we are using to upload videos for our company. So I'm going to, so I am logged in with the construct account, and then I will press this button here, create a video or more. Then I will select go live. I select go live. And then we are on the screen before, but without the 24 hours limitation. Then it depends, this screen here, it depends on what is going to be about. It's going to show here. Usually it's another option that appears. It depends on what you did last time. So remember to select here on the top menu, manage. Okay, manage. And then, sorry, not that manage, it's a stream, sorry. Stream, exactly. So then manage is for later. So you have to go to stream and then create a new stream. So here in this option that appears here, select new stream. Then here you create your title for your class. So let's say class number 1. And if it has to be public, then a description. You can change all that later, no problem. But it's just up to you. And then the most important part is this one, schedule for later. So select here this one, and then indicate here the time, the day and the time when you are going to broadcast to your students. So let's say tomorrow at 5:30. And yes, enable monetization so you can win a lot of money from your students. That will be great. And then not made for kids is the safest one. So you can save, in any case you are not broadcasting for kids, so that's okay. Then press create a stream here. And now you have created your stream. So this is waiting for you to start broadcasting. We are going to see how to do that. Then what else? So at any point in time, then once you have created this, you can share this class with your students. So actually you need, because by sharing this event, they will be able to attend, like you are attending to my webinar today. So for that, click on this icon here, share, and copy this address here, copy, and then you will have to share this with your student, whatever the method that you have with your students, okay? So maybe by email, but maybe by a forum, I don't know how you contact them. But I'm going to provide you a method later how to contact them. So this is anybody that has this event, this link. So let me copy here. I'm going to share with you on the chat here of the event. So you should be able to see my class. Let me put SV here. So this is my event that I have created for the next live class. And I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to change here the, instead of putting as public, I'm going to put it as unlisted, so it doesn't show directly on our the construct, because it's going to confuse the people. Okay, so that's done. Next thing, let's continue with the next thing. Okay, so you can create more events as you need them, and then you share the link with the students. So you have created the event. That's the first step. Then let's go, and now we have to set up our computer in order to start broadcasting from a camera. So I'm going to imagine that you don't have a fancy camera. Actually, you don't need it. You don't need a fancy microphone like this one. You don't need it. You can use directly the one in your computer. But what you are going to need extra that you don't have is the software that broadcasts from your computer into YouTube. So it's going to take whatever you do in your space, in your computer, and then it's going to show them. Take the audio, take the camera, take the slides, and so on. So for that, we are going to use this software, which is called OBS Project. The OBS Project is for free. You can download for free. It's for Mac, Linux, Windows, any platform. So take into account this one here, this address here, and then download this into your computer and install it. Now I'm going to show you how to configure that software so you can start broadcasting. Before going to the teaching material. So for that, what I have done is I have prepared this here. So when you open the OBS, you are going to see something like this. Is this screen here? So this is the OBS when you open, and you can have different configurations here. Maybe when you open the first time, it's going to show like this with two windows. Then I highly recommend, in order to simplify, just unselect this studio mode here. So unselect, and then you get one single screen. So this is the basic starting. So from this point, you will be improving and learning and better. So don't worry about that. You will learn all those options. What do they mean? This is the basic setup now. Okay, so here, the things that you need to include here is first to allow this program to transfer your camera and mic in order to the students to see you and to hear you, and also to show your slides. Okay, so for that, you are going to work on this area here on the left that says scenes. So we are going to create two scenes, one for your camera and the mic, and the other one for your slides and the mic, of course. So the first scene is already being created by default. So there has to be always one scene. So this is the first scene. And then the second scene will be the slides one. So let me do one thing. Let me rename this one so I will have a clear thing what is a scene one. So I'm going to rename into camera. So that means that I'm going to put here my camera and my content so that I will show my face to the students when I'm explaining. So for that, we need to include into the scene the sources of data that this scene is going to show, to broadcast. And then we need to go to this second menu that we have here, second area that says sources. Press on the plus button and select the video capture device. Then you will see a menu. You can get the default on that one, create new. And in this new window that does appear, okay, I don't know if you can see this second window. In the second window that appears, there is an option that is called device. So there is where you are going to select your camera. So I'm going to select the one from my computer directly. Okay, and then press OK. So now you can see, hello, you can see that this is my other camera. So that's the camera of my laptop. On the other place here that you can see here, so that's the other camera. It's an external camera that I have because my setup is more complex. And in any case, the one with the desktop camera, with the laptop camera, that's okay. That's also okay. Okay, so here we are. And then you can resize this in order to cover the whole area. So this black area is the area that is going to be transferred to your students. Okay, so this is first thing here, and then the second thing here is the audio. By default, we have this audio mixer that I have muted. Make sure that this is unmuted, so you can see that now is transferring my audio also. It's transferring. Okay, it's still not transferring to YouTube, okay? We have to start streaming here, but it's ready to transfer. Okay. So we have now the camera and the audio, then the students will be able to see us and hear us. Now, next thing is we need to include here the slides. And the slides, it means that we have, an application in our computer that is having the slides. It could be your slides, it could be your browser, if you have a Jupyter notebook, whatever. So what you have to do is include first another scene. Here is a plus. Then let's say that this scene is going to be the slides. And then these slides, it's empty as sources. So we need to include also another source. So let's press the add button. And in the menu that appears, we are going to select the window capture. We are going to capture one window, the one that contains your slides. It could be the browser, it could be the PowerPoint, it could be whatever you want. So select window capture, then it appears another option in there that you provide the create new with the default name, that's okay. And in the new window that appears, you need to select there the window that you want to share with your students. For example, in my case, it's going to be my slides that I'm sharing with you right now. So I'm going to select, and there it is. So I'm going to press OK. And now you can see that my slides scene is showing my slides, even if too big, so you cannot see the whole slide. But that's not a problem. We can use these corners to reduce the size and accommodate into the black area. Remember that the black area is the area that the students are going to watch. So let me put it like this, so uncenter more or less. Okay, so now what do we have here? We have configured the camera and the scenes. And as you can see, when you come here to the scenes and you switch between them, the broadcast is going to show the different parts. So it's going to show here the slides, it's going to show here the camera, and you can be switching as you need, depending on what you need. So you are explaining something very passionate, then you want to show your face and show your students that that you are there for them, and then you need to show them the details, then you go to your slides. Okay, so now this is the setup for your computer. And still we need a couple more of things. We need to go here to the right hand side and go to the settings option there. And in this case, so here in settings, you cannot see the settings. I think that you cannot see it because it has opened in a new window. So let me do it on the spot. Let me add another scene into my settings. Let me add this new window here so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see, it has to be here. Settings, yes. Okay. So now you should be seeing my settings. Let me put it a little bit better. Okay, more or less, yeah. Okay, so now you should be seeing my settings. I hope. Yes. Okay. Great. So yeah, you can see my setting. Yeah, because it's a new window that has opened, and then it doesn't OBS. It needs to identify this new window. So there was no configuration possible from my side. Okay. So in this settings option, you need to select several of them. So forget about all the settings. Too many things. The first one is here, stream. You have to indicate here in service that you are using YouTube. There are other services that you can stream also. I recommend you this one. I have tested several of them, and for me this is the best. It's the easiest. It's the easiest. Not the best, but the easiest, the fastest and everything. Then select the YouTube, and then the server, primary YouTube ingest server. That's correct. And then this stream key, we are going to come back afterwards to that. Then finally, you need to go to the audio and be sure that you have selected as the mixed auxiliary audio your microphone, the one that you want to use for transmitting. Okay, and then for video, then video here, options, you can select here the resolution that you would like to transmit, to broadcast to your students. So 1080, that's very good. That's very good. It's high quality, high definition. So these ones are the best. In case that you cannot because of a speed, of bandwidth or something, then that's it. And then for the rest of the, let me check, for the rest of the options, you can leave them like that. You can leave them like that. They can be configured and optimized, but you don't need to do that right now for the beginning. Okay, so we got that. Then let me go to again. So now we have our OBS configured and ready to start broadcasting our screen and our slides. But wait, we are not going to start broadcasting yet. Any questions so far? Any questions? So here, while I'm waiting for your questions, I can see here on my screen that there is a delay, and that's a problem. That's a problem. There are other options of ultra low latency. So now I'm under normal latency transferring. So there is a delay since I am asking you for the questions, and then you are getting this into the. So 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 you you are receiving this message. So actually I'm waiting here a long time until you get my question about if you have any question. And then Lagan, he says, what should you, what about your, I don't understand your question. What do you say there? Settings, sir, how do you do this? Sorry, I don't understand, Lagan, please rephrase. Mary says, can you show 2 scenes? Yes, that's actually what I am, well, not 2 scenes. You can show only 1 scene, but 1 scene can be composed of several sources. Like you can see here in this video, actually, so on this side, let me see, here, this is another source, it's my slides. As you can see, I'm putting my slides on together with the camera, and also there is a lot of other stuff because on my back there is a green screen, so we can create this background for nicer feeling, you know. Then I'm combining all those sources together. But that's something, once you have created 1 successful broadcast or 2, then you can start thinking about all that. Too much, it really, trust me, it's not going to work. It's very stressful to manage all that during the live thing. So start with 1, and with what I shown you, take 1 or 2 and then start experimenting with the others. And then Lagan says, what about your setup, sir? Yeah, so my setup is there, so I can share with you. Send me a personal message and I will share with you, no problem on sharing. I don't want to get into details now because it's too much, and so I'm not an expert in all the settings. So I just check for the expert, copy, put it, and then never touch it again. So basically that's it. Then Zip says, mic and cameras, they're the setup. Yeah, the mic and cameras are the ones that are in your computer. So your web, so I have shown you how to configure with the web camera that I have and with the mic that is embedded into the computer laptop. I'm not talking about external cameras here. You don't need that for the 1 or 2 broadcasts, first broadcast. You can improve that later once you have done those in several times, you know. Then honors class, exactly. Mary, yes, exactly. So yeah, let's continue then with the next step. Then the next step, so you have configured everything in order to start broadcasting, and now we are going for the teaching material. So what is the teaching material? So is all the material that you are going to show to your students that is going to contain the content of your teaching of the subject that you want to teach. And then what else? So there are 2 approaches here. You can provide to your students online theoretical teaching. That means that it's just text slides basically with information, or a practical solution in which they have to do some things related to robotics. Remember, we are talking here about robotics. So theoretical is about equations, about the different algorithms, but from a theoretical aspect. And practical means that they had to do. So they had to implement the algorithm. They had to make the robot grasp the thing. They had to make the robot understand that there is a mug on the table. Okay, so those are the 2 approaches. And then there are 2 formats in which you can provide this information. They could be in slides, or they could be on Jupyter notebooks. Slides comprises any other type. I mean, I don't mean only slides, but it could be text document in Word or something similar. Or PDF, that's slides for me. Jupyter notebooks, it's different because it contains some code that you can execute on top of that. So that's another advantage. So those are the 2 formats that you can prepare your teaching material. So take that into account. But in any case, you have to create that material, and then you have to provide to your students with a link, because you have that in your computer. How do you provide this to your students? Well, you upload to your Google Drive and then provide the link to the students. The way I do it is by when we start the live class, then I say to all the people on the chat, I say, hey, here is the link you can download. And then all the people download before while we are starting the class. And then they got the material. So now they can act on that material. Maybe if there are slides, they can highlight, they can take notes on top of it. And if there is something practical, they can be doing that while the teacher is explaining. So do this thing, create your material, whatever it is, and then upload it to a Google Drive and provide this link to your students and share with them. Then those things about the links, they do work if they do not contain practice. Because for practice, you need something else. It's not just text. It's not just a notebook with information in there, even if there is some code in there. So you need to provide some practice to the student if you want to go practical, okay? If your option is to go practical, I always want to go in this direction because it's how I learn. I learn by doing. And I believe that people learn a lot faster and a lot better, deeper, if they practice, if they manage to do that, the thing, not just listening and taking note and memorizing. So in case that you would like to go into this system of practicing, then I propose that you use a solution for robotics which is based on ROS and gazebo simulations of the robots. So by having the simulations, you can make the students practice anything and see the results on a simulated robot. And of course, I propose to have this in a web-based environment. You can create ROS and gazebo simulations and make the students install in their computers, but they will have a lot of problems like they have when it's on a normal class. But if we are in a setup that is online, handling those problems that they will have while installing and executing and not working, that's going to be a nightmare because too many people on the class, and then you cannot be dealing with those. You cannot go to their computer and check that. So that's why I propose that you use a web-based solution for robot simulations. And of course, in that case, remember, this is the case that you want to provide some practice to your students. If you don't want, then forget about that. Then don't worry. If you want to provide some practice, then I recommend that you do the simulations thing. And in that case, I propose the two platforms that we are doing in our company, which is the ROS DS. It's a free option, okay? So on the ROS DS, what you have is a web environment, is a complete ROS Gazebo web environment, which is already done for you and it works on the web for any type of computer without any installation required. So in that case, your students and you can start practicing there. Let me show you this. Let me show you. Okay, so that's a browser that we had with the YouTube, and then here. Okay, so yeah, so that's the ROS Development Studio, and in this case, so I want to. So I have several ROS projects that I can launch. So you can create your project and provide this to your students. And let me launch this one. And what you're going to see once it launches is that the environment is complete. It contains your terminals for doing this, the commands. It contains the simulations. It contains the notebooks with the Jupyter notebooks also for that. It contains the development environment, so the students can execute, can create programs in there. So this is while it is opening, and let me see while it's opening, then let me see if there are any questions on the chat. Let me see. So here, do you have a gear recommendation? What do you mean, Zip? Do you say you're asking about a gear recommendation? What is a gear recommendation? Sorry, Zip, sorry. Then Ashish says, how do you embed Linux in website on ROS construct for practice? Okay, so yeah, so that's what I'm showing you. I'm going to show you in a minute while this is opening, and then you are going to be able to see that how it works. So how we are doing in the construct, that's a lot of work behind that I cannot explain here. That's a lot of work. For many years we have been developing this. Then Cesar says, Zip, I would recommend reading a machine design book, specifically the gear chapter. Just how gear design is. You mean gears of? Okay, so I don't know. I cannot recommend you a gear. I'm not so deep into the mechanical part of robotics. Then Carolina Rojas says, ROS Development Studio not working at the moment. Will this be resolved for use to work with the students with the ROS SD? So ROS Development Studio should be working right now, and actually here it is working. Let me show you. It has already opened. So as you can see, I'm not using anything special here. Not a special account for me. It's just a normal account. We call the RIA teacher. It's for demos, and it has no special privileges. And you can see that I have here, once you open a project in the ROS Development Studio, then the first thing that opens is the Jupyter notebook, which contains the information that I have created for this project. So this is a Jupyter notebook, so it can contain your information for your students, for example. And then I have some terminals here that I can launch, and then take my Linux command. Of course, I have my ROS Catkin workspaces, simulation workspaces. They have some content, in this case for this ROS jet, for this ROS project in concrete ROS project. So we have some information, some code, and some simulations already included. So here it says the instructions about how to launch the simulation. It goes to choose to the menu, simulations, select main.launch, and then we are going to have the simulation. Okay, so let me go here to simulations, choose launch files, come here, select main in Summit Gazebo. Summit Gazebo, let me see, Summit Gazebo, Excel, main.launch, and then launch. So now a new simulation is being launched, and everything of this is working already on the browser. So I'm using here a Mac computer, and I'm working on this without installing ROS on my Mac computer. So that's very, very interesting. The only problem with using the ROS Development Studio is that you have to create your material. So this is a project that we have created at the construct. Okay, so this is a project that contains all this information. In case that you would like to create that for your students, then you need to create your own material for that. So here is the simulation that has opened already. It's a gazebo simulation of the Summit Excel. Then Carolina was saying that I have not been able to access my ROSjet in ROS.js in the past 2 days, and they do not initialize. Okay, Carolina, that could be something strange in your case. So it could be something strange, and let me check. So let me write it down here. Where is my? Okay, so I'm going to take a note here on my computer, and I'm going to write it down to check about your situation. Okay, can you send me an email, Carolina, so I will be able also to know who are you specifically. Okay, Carolina Rojas. Carolina Rojas. Problem with ROS.js, ROSjet. But as you can see, I just launched it right now here in front of you and without any specific configuration. Then Ali says, ROS.js is free of charge? Yes, so it is free of charge with a certain conditions, okay? The computers that you are using there are 2 CPUs, only and 18 gigabytes of RAM. So if that is enough for you, which is for most of the cases, then it's free. And also you have 8 hours per day of usage. So you don't have infinite number of hours, and your students neither, but it's 8 hours. That's a lot of hours to work during the day. So basically it's free of charge. How do we make money there? By people that need extra CPUs, people that need extra time. So doing this is how we make money in there. And if I create my own material, is it publicly available or is it private for my students only? Okay, so if you have a free account, then the material it's public, so anybody can search. There is a search bar on the top. Let me show you. It's on the browser here. So there is a search bar. If we go again to the list of ROS jets in this icon here, so I'm going to open a new tab. Then here there is a search, and then you can search for other ROS jets that people have created. For example, I don't know, Ivo robot. Let's search for the Ivo robot. Let's see. So we can see here some ROS jets some people has done. I can tell you that there are at present public ROS jets. You can click here to see all the public ROS jets that do exist. We have about 36,000 public ROS jets there. So many things are already done there. Maybe you can find what you need without needing to code. I don't know. It depends. Then what else? Cesar Navarro says, okay, is discussing with Zip. Great. Okay, then Zip is asking about the gear for streaming. Okay, on a camera, microphone, and lights. So yeah, I actually the camera I'm using here is a Logitech HD 1080p. So that's the one, and then the mic is just a simple mic that you can buy in Amazon for 9 euros. Then for the lights, it's also a very simple set of lights. It's 3 lights that we are using here, and we bought also on Amazon. So that's basically our setup. It's nothing fancy, but it's quality enough for showing this video that you can see right now. Then Elegant camera microphones. Okay, Ali, okay. Cesar Navarro, my bad. Carolina, 3 people have been mentioned the same problem on the Gitter ROS Development Studio community. No one has helped us solve this issue. Okay, yeah. So thank you, Carolina. Overwhelmed? We are overwhelmed with this current situation of the and doing so many videos and live classes, as you can see in our channel, in order to help the current situation of coronavirus. But I will pay more attention later today and go to the ROS Development Studio channel. There is a channel here where you can ask questions. Let me see here. So there is a channel here. Wait, I cannot see myself. Here it's a ROS developers chat that you can see the questions that people is asking. And yeah, so it's our fault that we have been answering other stuff in other places, and we didn't have time to solve the questions there. But let me do it, Carolina, for you. Okay, so what else? Let me see if there are more questions. Are you using virtual environment or cloud like Amazon? It's a cloud, so it's an Amazon, yes. Then she's, how can we develop private sessions for our students at ROS-DS? In that case, you need you and your students to have a subscription account, which it's about 9 euros per month. So it depends on how many months you want to be. So every month that you want to stay, you have to pay 9 euros. It's not that much. And you are supporting us by doing that. So please go ahead. Then I think I'm working on an Exapod. Is it possible to do it in ROS because I don't know to use in BREP? Yes, of course. If you can build a model, you can do that in ROS-DS. And then about email address. Email address is, let me show you here. My email address is this one. Just in case that you would like to send me a message with your questions or so on. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue because it's getting late. So I show you the free option. As I mentioned, I have already described to you the free option that you have there, and yes, is the ROS DS. Then we have another option, which is a paid option that we call the Robot Ignite Academy, and you can see here the address, and there you already have everything set up for you. So the students have already all the material, and the teacher doesn't have to create anything, like in difference to the ROS DS that you teachers have to create your material. In this case, in the Robot Ignite Academy, everything it's already created for the teacher and for the students also, and it's a step-by-step teaching material with practice with the simulations. So the student doesn't have to launch the simulation, everything is already set up. Let me show you here on my screen, and also we provide a complete path. So you have to start here, you have to go there, then you there, then you there. So everything is very step. And also the teacher has a teacher panel where it can control the students' progress. So let me share with you here on my browser. So this is inside the Robot Ignite Academy. I have already opened a course, so in order to go faster, and it's called Python 3 for Robotics. And here on the one side, you can see the lessons of this course. This is the lesson number 5, unit number 5. But this course has many other lessons here. All those lessons are included, and including an exam. So you get here step by step, and then at some point in time, it tells you to create your program and so on. So you use the development environment that you have here, and you create your code. So for example, in this case, I have created this code for wherever, I don't remember when. And then here you have your terminals that you can use for compiling, for sending commands, executing the code that you need, etc., etc. RBits is integrated, and here you have the simulation on the other side here. You have your simulation that is the one that is going to show the result on the actual robot. And this unit is with the same robot as we were using here yeah, it's the same robot. Yeah, that's a coincidence right now. And of course you can change the screen and show bigger, or you can rearrange as you want. Okay, so the difference in this with the free option is that this academy, it's already set up for you. You have all this excellent material that it took us a long time to build and to produce, including exams. So also the teacher, this user is a teacher, has an option that is called team management that you can visit, and if you are a teacher, and then you will have here all the licenses that you have paid for, and how many you have been assigned, remaining, etc. And here the list of your students and what they have done it. Have they done anything here? And you can go into detail for each user, for each student, and see what exactly they have done, the time, when they started, the chapter, the amount of time, any exams taken, and the score, and so on. So in detail. Finally, you can download this information for all your students as a CSV file, and then get this information for your, I don't know, university data that you need to enter into your system. Also, remember that you can have here exams that you can activate for your students. So those exams, you as a teacher, you can see the exams, but not your students until you activate them. So once you activate one exam, then this exam is going to be shown into the students so they can start doing it. Okay, so that's my other option that I shown you that it's about the two proposals about how to do practical teaching. One is paid and the other one is free. So far, so good. Here are the advantages, of course, of the, let me show you here. About the advantages, well, then you know that everything is already prepared. You get the exams and the corrections, so you don't have to correct the exam. That's a lot of work that you are saving. And we provide LinkedIn certificates that they can show on their profiles, the students. And of course, we have a forum where they can send their questions. So we are supporting you as a teacher in this case. So that's the benefit that you take by paying, okay, in comparison with the ROS DS also, of course. Here are some universities that around the world that are using it. As you can see, many important universities of the world, they are using it already. And well, we have a quote from a very nice lecturer at the University of Weingarten, Stephen Pfiffner, and then he is expressing this, that exactly what I mentioned, that after that, so by using our platform, so their students can jump directly into the learning part. In case that you are interested on watching this, so I'm going to give you have more questions about those platforms, 30-minute consultancy on this address here. So in case that you, oops, I wanted to copy this for you on the chat, and then you can book me for half an hour and then ask me questions about your interest in doing online courses, okay? But wait, we still haven't finished. About to finish, but not finished. So now, it takes, what do we have to do in order to control the students? How do we manage the students? And what are the things that you need to manage with your students? Well, you need to answer the questions during the class. Like I'm answering your questions over there on the chat. So you have to do that. Then second, you have to answer the questions after the class. Because maybe the students, they are happy now with what you are explaining, but then they go home, they review it, and then they don't understand this part, doesn't make sense. They will have more questions. But this is online, so how do you manage this online? And then you will have to do announcements between the classes. So between one class and another, some things will happen. And for sure, and then you will have to manage this. So you will have to send announcements to your students. How do we manage all that online? Okay, so let me show you how. I'm going to show you two ways. One is very simple and fast, and the other one is more complex. Both of them, they are free, okay? So no problem for money. So the first one, the simple, the easiest one is to use YouTube, as I mentioned to you. YouTube is handling all that for us, and it's very good. So for the live event, how do you manage the questions of the students on the live event? Well, you have seen it right now. There is a chat besides the transmission, so they can be asking you questions there, and you can keep an eye on that as I am doing this here right now. So that's the solution for that. Then for the questions after the class, I recommend you that you use the video comments. So you know that this video below, there is a comments area. So you can tell your students, hey, if you have any question related to this class, a specific class, put your questions here in the comments area. So they will be getting the comments. You will receive email notifications every time that somebody has put a question there. So you will be notified and then see that there is a question. And then finally, for in between announcements, in between classes announcements, then you have the community tab, let's say the community tab in the YouTube area. So let me show you those things, okay? Let me show you the comments and the community tab in case that you are not very versed in the YouTube management. So let me show you here. So if I go back here to the browser, and here on the live stream, okay, we got this live stream. Let me go again to the YouTube. So let me open a YouTube account here. And yeah, so for example, this is the one that we are doing right now. So if I go inside, So I can see myself here. It's kind of circular. Then I can see myself. Then here is the chat that I mentioned to you. This is the live chat. This is the live chat. And then below here is the comment area where they can add the comments and the questions. So this is where they are going to put their questions after the video has been finished. The online class has been finished. Okay? So far so good. Okay, then what about the community that I mentioned? Then for that you need to go to your account here, your account, and select your channel. And then here you can see in this main page that there is one tab here that is called community. It's comunidad en español. So, but you press there and then you are going to see like a board of announcements. You can even include videos, queries to your students to vote for something. Do you want to have the next live class on Saturday morning or not? Do you like to have an extra live class or an extra lab or whatever? But here is where you write your announcements. Okay, so as you can see that we have hours here for our community, and that is the easy way to set up to manage your students. Okay, so far so good. Let me check the chat and see if there are. Then we have Zip that says, Ricardo, I created some slides to accompany the Ignite courses since some of the staff needs some background and to be passed by a lecture. Okay, that's great, Zip. That's perfect. That's supporting material to some of the parts that are maybe missing in our courses. I don't know. You consider that this needs to be also included. Maybe we are jumping too fast in this part in the Ignite. As I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned, but Zip Balsasat is one teacher, and then it's using our academy for teaching their students. So the Robot Ignite Academy. And then now it looks like you have included some additional material. That is great. That's support material for our classes. So it's your activity as a teacher is more proactive in order to make your students learn better. Very good. Then Lagan Kapoor says, sir, I have suggestions for live classes. Please make it little early for Learn ROS classes. Okay, about the time for the live classes, that's very, very difficult because we are targeting the whole world, and then the whole world it's having different time zones, so it's very, very difficult for us. But that's not the case for you, because in your case you are targeting your students of your university. They are all located inside the same area, so you will have that problem. Lagarde, I will think about this problem of the time in our classes, but it's really difficult for us to find the proper spot. Then she says, explain this consultancy service in detail. Oh, yeah, so you can book my time, and then I will answer your questions that you need in order to do online teaching. So if you need that, it could be about your specific situation. It could be about the ROS DS, about the Robot Ignite Academy. It doesn't have to be about that, okay? So I'm providing this for free to you, so you can use it. I mean, you cannot tell me, how can I solve this problem with ROS like this, with this? Because that's not half an hour. Problems with ROS, that's it's a lot, that's a different type of consultancy that it takes a lot of time. So I cannot solve your problem of ROS. If they are not beginners, I cannot solve it in 10 minutes, you know. So it's about how you want to plan your online classes, how you want to plan your ROS teaching, and so on. So I can help you with that. Okay, no more questions. Then let's continue. And then let me show you the second method for going into the manage of the students, and this is a complex way, and you probably know it's called Moodle. So Moodle at this address is a complete system for managing classes. It doesn't have to be online, but they they are prepared for online classes. So you can have forums, you can have chats with the students, you can put your lessons there. So it's very, very, very complete. I'm not going to teach you about that because it's crazy. I mean, it's a lot of work, and you have to go and investigate by yourself. But I'm just pointing you to that complex solution in case that you need something more, let's say, professional. I wouldn't say professional, but some people would say professional. I do prefer the other way because it's easier, it's more dynamic, and especially I like the YouTube approach because it makes you reach some other audiences. So maybe some other people will like your live classes and will learn from another country, from another place of the world, will be learning with your videos. And that's very satisfying for us as teachers. Okay, so then now we have learned how to manage the students also. So let me recap. We have set up our system for broadcasting. We have set up our material that we are going to teach, that we are going to provide to the students, and we have set up our students' dynamics, so the management of the students. Now it's time to go for the day that you are going to broadcast. So how do you actually do? How do you start? I have prepared my slides and my ROS jets and my projects. I have started, I have paid for the Robotic Academy. Very well done. Then how do I start doing this? How do I do that? Okay, so let me show you what do you have to do. Then, first thing is that I recommend you to be half an hour before, because nothing will work. So you have to review everything and nothing will work. So you need at least half an hour. I would even say 1 hour at the beginning. And if everything works, then don't change anything. Just a small change that you do is not going to work during the live, as you have seen myself here and many other live videos, because I changed in the last time, in the last moment, and it's stressful to do this. And in order to make it, if you want to do it well, okay, if it's just like between friends and so on, then it doesn't matter what happens, then that's okay. That's okay. But it's a little bit stressful because a lot of people is watching you and they are judging you. So you have to deliver a certain level, you know. Then stay at the event 1 hour before. I put here half an hour, but I think it has to be 1 hour before. And check everything, the camera, the audio, your configuration in OBS, it is working correctly. And so check everything, okay, that you can connect, that you can, all that stuff. Then next thing that you need to do is to set the stream key. This is very important. So you have configured the OBS to start transferring, but you have to tell it specifically to which event you want to transfer. So that's what we are going to do right now, okay? Let me show you how to set the stream key. You have to do this every time that you are going to do one live class. There are other processes, simple, but not for today. So let me go to OBS, show you. So here in OBS, you need to set the stream key. And for that, you need to go to settings, okay? Settings. Settings is going to open up a new window, and I need to do this trick that I mentioned before, is to go to settings, and yeah, so okay. So now you should be seeing the settings also. Okay, great. Then you need to go to the option of stream, and here you can see the stream key. Okay, this is hidden because if somebody else sees your stream key, it's going to start broadcasting to your stream, and then they can hijack your transmission and put whatever they want to put onto your stream. Okay, so I'm not going to show it, just to prevent error from people in the future. They are going to copy this and start playing with that. I don't know. So where do we get this string key? Because this string key is wrong. Okay, so where do we get the proper one for our next transmission. Okay, so for that we need to go to our live streaming that we created for today. Then let's go to that. And remember that this was here. So if I go to the browser, so this is our live stream class number 1. Remember, that's the one that I created. And here is the stream key that you can see on this place here. Then you press here, copy. Then we go back to the settings, and then we press paste. And then we press OK. Now our system, our OBS is ready to start broadcasting to YouTube. The only thing that we need to do is press start streaming. There is another option that is called start recording. Don't worry about that. Forget about that, because it's going to consume a lot of resources in your computer. Forget about that, because YouTube is recording this for you already. So you don't need to do it. So we are ready to press start streaming, okay? So here is hello. So here is the OBS is ready. So if I start streaming right now, it's going to allow me to, it's going to transfer my face here. Now, if I change to slides, it's going to change in the transmission the slide. So you get the idea, okay? So you are changing between those. And that's what I am doing actually here on my personal space. So you can see all those changes between the slides and the OBS and so on. Okay, then, you have set up the stream key. We are about to finish, okay? 2 minutes and we are done. And then what I would recommend you is to get somebody to help you on the chat if it is possible. For example, in my case, I'm doing this for myself, and then I'm doing this with the people that you are there, but you are not too many, around 20 people. So that's, I can manage. If there is more people, then it's going to be like a flow of messages there, and then you are not going to be able to do it. So what I recommend you is that you get somebody to help you on the chat while you are explaining. Or if you feel comfortable, it's more stressful if you have to do both things, but it's a good training also. Okay. Let me see, then there is a question. Well, about the questions, I'm about to go to the question, but let me finish here. Then, once you have that, then how do we start broadcasting? Okay, so let me show you the steps to start broadcasting. This is a little bit confusing, and I had to tell you, I'm showing you those steps, and maybe next week YouTube is going to change it. So that's a pain. That's really a pain, and then it happens to us many times that YouTube changes the interface and those options, they disappear. They are nowhere, and it's very difficult to find it. But so far we have those options, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Let me go there. So in order to start transmitting to that live, then you have to do is to press here start transmission, start streaming. So once you start streaming, then you can see here this green light that is transmitting. And then if we go to our YouTube channel, you can see here that this message has changed to excellent connection. That means that this software here, YouTube, has started to connect to my OBS. And now you can see that I am appearing here, but this is still not live. This is still not live. This is just testing. Then if you want to go live, just press here, go live. I'm not going to do it in order to prevent transferring twice the two things, but just press go live. Well, actually, let's try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you are going to lose my connection on the other way. Okay, so now we are live. So whatever I'm saying here, what's appearing here, then the people at the stream, I can see 3 people there. So you are watching the other one also. Then it's transmitting. So that's it. You are live. You can start now, go into your OBS and then change the slide to the slides, and then go to the slides and change the slide. So you can see that I am changing the slide. Yes. Okay, and then change to the camera again, and so on, so on, so on. Okay, then at some point in time, you would like to stop. And then at this point, when you want to stop, press End Stream, and that's it. So you are finished. You are finished. The first transmission has been done. Okay, so you need to practice this. You need to practice because it's, at the beginning is quite confusing. So you need to practice. Let me see here. What now I'm lost. Okay, here I am. Okay. Then you need to practice because it's quite complex to switch from one place to another. So create some tests in hidden mode and start transmitting and familiarize yourself with this. And basically, if you reach those points, then finally you will be a famous YouTubers. So, like some others, like this guy here, or some others, very famous ones. And that is all from my side. So I would like to see your questions. If you have, I have some minutes yet to answer your questions. So let me know your questions on the chat. So we have a question from Mary, who says, where do we find link on subscription to ROS Academy for teacher? Yes, so for teachers, let me show you. For teachers, ROS Teachers Academy. So let me show you the link where you can find the prices also there. And yes, so I can paste this on the chat and provide this to you. It's so you can check also all the benefits and so on. I cannot find the link, so let me see. And let me stop here the other OBS and so on, because it's starting to get into trouble, the computer into trouble. And I cannot find it, but okay, so let me go to the I was trying to use Google to do it faster, but I'm going to just directly. Okay, so I got it. So here, Mary, is the Robot Ignite Academy for teachers. It has a special price for teachers and other people. So people, I mean, for students, not for students, but for educational institutions. So the price is a lot lower than individual price. Then what else? Then Ashish says, your ROS Ignite Academy is best for ROS. I'm using it for last 4 months. Oh, my honor, Ashish, that you are using our academy. You're one of the clients. Sorry, I didn't know that you were one of those. And thank you very much for supporting us and for trusting us. And I'm super happy that you are learning a lot. It's a very good academy. It's not because I say because I'm one of the members of the academy, but because it's true. So it's the method that we are using there is using the simulations and the one special type of notebooks that go step by step from building. So what I mean is that what we want is that the student learn by doing. So we are not explaining what is a topic, for example. We are explaining how to move a robot. And then when they need to move a robot, they say, yeah, but I want to move this robot this far. How do I do? Okay, by writing this command, so this message into a topic. Okay, but what's a topic? Okay, glad you asked this question. A topic is this. Okay, so now I understand, because I need to move. I need to use a topic. That's the purpose of topic. Okay, yeah, let's go. And now you need to read the sensor data in order to avoid the obstacles. Okay, you need another topic. Oh, yeah, but it's different? Yeah, because this is a publisher and that's a subscriber. Oh, okay, but this one subscribes to get the data. So that's the process that we are doing, and practicing with the student in the simulation. So any of those steps is followed by a practice on the robot. So can you imagine how fast in the brain of the student this reward mechanism is completed in a very, very short time? Because they see the concept, they apply, they see the result, and they go back. Okay, so that's the method. Sorry, I get excited with the Academy because I really would like to have learned ROS this way, but it was not that situation. So Zip says, I use Moodle with my students in the Hebrew University. It's quite complex, but that's what they use on all their courses. Yeah, that's why. It's very complete, but it's a little bit complex. Too much for my taste also. John Carlos says, thank you, Ricardo. My pleasure, John Carlos. Thank you. And then that's it. There are no more questions there. Then if you don't have more questions, then I'll be happy to stop here. So keep pushing, teaching your students about ROS and about robotics, because it's the future, you know. That's why we are here, all of us, isn't it? So keep doing it, and remember, if you have my email also there. If you have questions, you can contact me directly. I'll be happy to help you. And please be a little bit patient in case that it takes some days to answer you. It's too much information, but I promise to answer. Okay? So thank you very much, guys, and see you around. Bye. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, a question for you. So what should I do now? So I have to go to where? Where? Yes, exactly. So I have to go to the end of the stream and then press the end. But in order to show this as a pro, so I'm going to get an ending video so we can end in a more professional way. So you can do that in your live streams with your students also. See you, bye.